What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huh? Try and hit me. Try and hit me. Oh! What in the... what the f... Hey everyone, welcome to GameGorgon. My name's Indigo.
And I'm Krug.
And today we're going to be talking about Beyond Skyrim, Bruma.
Bruma is a really exciting mod for Skyrim, but we're going to talk about Beyond Skyrim first because it kind of contains Bruma and a bunch of other things that are equally exciting. So Beyond Skyrim is a community project for Skyrim to develop a bunch of mods that bring other Tamriel locations into Skyrim, like accessible from Skyrim. So you can walk from Helgen to Bruma, like something that you obviously can't normally do. Very ambitious, like
Massively.
there's tons and tons of work that was just put into this one module of that overall goal. And I mean, it's already massive. The project in itself is sort of interesting. It's kind of like it has a hierarchy sort of, because all of the development groups for each module are different, but they also have like a council, and the council is established by this charter that they have as a group, and so the council makes like overarching like large decisions that affect all of the independent development groups, but then all those individual groups have their own leadership that make like the day-to-day operations decisions about their specific thing, and they don't really work on other people's stuff, but they all like communicate together and then back to the, it's really interesting. Like I feel like they've put a lot of work into making this project as legitimate as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Because first of all, the results speak for themselves. And second of all, like just that in and of itself, like the amount of meticulous organization that they're putting into this when it could literally just be like, hey, look at our GitHub.
Well, and I think the reason why they're sticking to this hierarchy is because there have been projects before this that have been these massive projects that people have been trying to put together, and then they inevitably fall or fail because it's just one group that's trying to put this project together. And they're doing this for free. Like you can go and download this mod for free right now. And so it takes a lot of time, energy, and like...
And it's all volunteer work, right? So all these people might have other jobs, might have families or other responsibilities. And so like managing the logistics of a workforce whose hours you can almost guarantee is difficult enough as it is, right? But then now we're dealing with, like, George has got 3 hours on Thursday, like, can we do it in that amount of time? And like, what do we prioritize? Like, he only has 3 hours and he's really good at all the things we have to... You know, it makes it really difficult. So I applaud them for being able to do this.
Yeah.
So good on you guys for figuring it out.
Yeah, George would have never done that.
No, George is reliable. Also, something that we noticed today that just kind of like was serendipitous. 6 hours before we started doing research for this episode, they started an AMA, the Cryodil team on Reddit. We have a link to it in the show notes if you want to check it out. It might still be open by the time this is out. Probably not, actually, because this is coming out on Monday of next week. So
nope, it's coming out on Friday.
Friday of next week, so.
We're gonna go into Bruma, which again is the first expansion of Beyond Skyrim that has managed to complete its tasks. Bruma was created from scratch, and they weren't allowed to use any of the Oblivion assets whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so they created it from scratch and then turned around and added 70 residents into the town that you can interact with, talk,
tons of people,
trade, do all sorts of different things. I think that's really cool. Like, I mean, this whole thing is pretty cool. But I love that this isn't just a like, okay, we're gonna just
copy paste.
Exactly, like they're having to recreate. And a lot of the cool thing is like after the events of Oblivion happened, they've kind of like allowed those to scar the world and affect the world.
It might not even be the Bruma that you're used to, you know? Like it might be a little different because of stuff that has happened or because of lore that unfolded after the events of Oblivion, right? So you're not gonna be able to see the king get assassinated, for example. Spoiler alert if you haven't played Oblivion. If you haven't played Oblivion, you're not gonna play Oblivion. Just
it's too late.
Never mind.
It's too late.
Yeah, the time period's over. That's just the city of Bruma. The region is enormous. It's larger than the Dragonborn DLC, and it contains just like tons of quests and dungeons and like secret areas and points of interest. All the things that you'd normally see while you're progressing through Skyrim itself. It exists here too. It's not just like an unpopulated, you know, area and like you just walk around and look at all the pretty trees. Like there's stuff to do and like ways to progress your character.
There's all new Cyrodiilic armor and weapons, which I already have the like upgraded weapons and armor mod, because I like having the kind of not just generalized, like everyone has the same armor, like this is like zone specific weapons and zone specific armor. I like that they've also kind of integrated that.
There's 24,000 new unique lines of voice acting from like tons and tons of voice actors that are like professional or semi-professional. Some of them have worked on the Dragon Age series or Heroes of New Earth.
Yeah.
Tons of awesome quality voice acting. And it sounds really good. It doesn't sound like, you know, somebody talking into a headset microphone while eating a bag of Doritos and then like dogs and AC in the background. So how do you get this mod? It's on Nexus Mods, just like a bunch of other mods for Skyrim. It's not gonna be in the Steam Workshop because of restrictions. And there's some prerequisites. So you need the Skyrim Script Extender memory management module, if that's something you don't have, or if you don't have Skyrim Script Extender, you can get the Skyrim Startup Memory Editor. Basically, you need a way to increase the amount of memory that Skyrim's allowed to use, because by default, it's not enough. You're adding a lot of stuff into the game, like we just mentioned. And so that needs to be handled by something. You also need all 3 Skyrim DLCs. You have to have all of them, and I think it's because they each add their own assets to the game, and the team might use some of those assets in the game. Or you can have the Legendary Edition of Skyrim, it works the same way. If you're not familiar with them, the unofficial patch mods basically get rid of some of the bugginess just kind of caused by the fact that the games are old. Like maybe some incompatibilities, or maybe like some inefficiencies that were causing the game to crash. Memory leaks were plugged up maybe. There's a ton of stuff that they fix, maybe not as user-facing as some other mods as far as the unofficial patches are concerned, but very useful. And I'm fairly certain that the development team develops on a version of the game with those mods installed. So I think if you want the best possible experience, those would be things that you should definitely add. They have a list of other recommended mods for you to add, but they didn't seem to be like as mandatory as these ones are. And obviously the memory ones are absolutely mandatory. And so you can check those out. They're linked in the description. While you're down in the description, you can go ahead and leave a comment for us. Let us know what your favorite part about Bruma is.
Yeah, George would have never done that.
No. While you're doing that, hit the like button if you liked the video, hit the subscribe button to help us grow as a channel, and to unlock the exclusive, beautiful, irresistible, although apparently slightly resistible. Right?
I mean, that's because they haven't gotten access to it.
Right, because
once they hit the subscribe button, it's just like, oh my God, I have to click that.
Yeah, it draws you in.
Yeah.
Actually, it's script on your computer that we like maliciously put there in order to get your mouse to click on it for us. Don't tell anyone, especially YouTube. Hit the notification bell, that's what we were trying to say. And then hit us up on Twitter if you want. You can find me at CrewedQT on Twitter.
You can get a hold of me at IndigoQT on Twitter. You can get a hold of both of us at _QueueTimes. We've been GameGorgon. We'll see you guys Monday.
This time it's